Blessings, everyone. So we are going to go through the evolution technology connected to the EvoStar app. And I'm going to give just some different ways that you can use it to get the most out of it. It is a free app. If you feel so inclined to donate, we do have a donation page for that as well. And we do appreciate that because we always are having upgrades and different things. And it costs us right around $6,000 a year to have this available to you. So we always appreciate donations to continue to offer that to everybody. So if you have the app, you can bring that up. I'm going to bring up the evolution symbol here in just a moment. But for those that maybe are just coming in and you don't have the app, it's very easy to get. Just go to your apps on your phone and type in EvoStar. It will come up, create an account, and then you'll be able to enter the app. And when you enter the app, you will just say, yes, I'm ready to go. And you will have a series of different intentions that you can choose from. Just find the one that is closest to what you are working on. One simple way of using the app is if you're just having a hard time, and that if it's connected to looping thoughts, go to the little man, and press, there literally is one for looping thoughts. Press that. If there's nothing that is exactly what you want to work on, then just choose the one that's closest. A lot of us are working on manifesting this year, and there is a manifesting intention to press on as well. Once you get the intention that is closest to what you're working on, you're going to go ahead and press on it. And then you have the option to add your picture. What your picture is doing is it's giving the Scalar technology your specific imprint to work with. You don't have to do that because your name is connected to your account. If you don't want to put your picture, that's okay, because it's still going to work through your name. The Scalar technology is connected to the symbol, which I'm going to go over in just a moment and show you how you can use this. And it's also embedded in the man that is going like this. So the man is actually encoded with the Scalar technology. So when you see your little picture, enter the man, the activations are starting at that point. And whatever intention that you're working on is what this Scalar technology is also working on a cellular level. So what is it actually doing? So that's what I want to show you now. And I'm going to show you, if you're needing more of a quick fix, what you can do as well. So let me share my screen. And you're going to see the evolution technology symbol here. So if you have something that you're manifesting, let's say, or an intention that you want to work all the way through the technology with, then I recommend doing that. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. One is you'll start with, so you'll see on there, it says the one, I think it's one, and what would it be? 1, 2, 3, and 4, I believe. So it's whatever the opposite is. But basically what you're choosing is the symbol here, and the symbol is going to go all the way around, is how the evolution technology works when you're doing the app. Just like with the readings that are on YouTube, and if you haven't checked those out, definitely go check those out. They're on our YouTube channel, where I do the reading around the evolution symbol this way. The reason that we're doing that is to take the frequency of where you are that you're, you could say, experiencing, bringing it conscious and bringing it into the highest expression of source that you can hold consciously in that moment. So it's taking whatever experience you have and putting it in the expression of source from the very beginning. Then it's allowing you to hold consciousness in that so that when you're shifting, you are consciously participating in the shift. Then with this one, you're allowing another frequency of awareness to come in that you weren't aware of before, which allows you to shift into an even higher frequency. So the way you can see it is that these three are the energetic pattern that you're holding that we are bringing into full awareness. Because what creates change? Conscious awareness and choice. That's what these three are doing. And this one is showing you what maybe you're not seeing. And then it's bringing you into full expression with the divine. This is the co-creation, allowing yourself to hold consciousness and possibilities for a long enough period of time that you don't taint it with programming, and then allowing it to move into probability. So knowing that, you can go in with an intention, and let's say I'm stuck. I'm just stuck right now. I can't figure out what to do next. I need more information. Boom, go to this one right here. So this would be 1, 2, 3. It would be number 3 is what you would press on. Do the activation, whatever your intention is. And it could be just, if you don't know what it is, you can just put an evolution reading there and it will show you what you need to see, right? So you would just put evolution reading, bring your picture in, go to the third code or the third one. And then as you're watching the man go back and forth, you're sitting in the frequency that it is bringing or activating within your body. So the frequency isn't coming from the man with you watching it. The frequency is coming from inside of you. It's being turned on a cellular level. So it's all you have to do. And after you kind of watch it for just a few minutes, I do suggest you go ahead and shut your eyes so that you can bring your thoughts and your consciousness into the feeling of the activation that's happening in your body. I'm going to stop sharing and come back for a moment and just I'm going to go to gallery and give the opportunity to have questions here for anybody that maybe has a question so far of what I've explained. How many people have been using the app besides Kathy? Okay, so a few people. And Morgan, and she uses it as well. Are there any questions about what I've said so far? Have I lost anyone? Not all at once. Hi, Dennis. Did you have a question, Dennis?
Yeah, I'm lost. Sometimes I'd need steps or instructions so I can follow through. I was listening to you, how you explained it, but then when I'm in the act of doing, I probably needed okay, what are my step and suck instructions and how to do that? Is that part of the app? Okay, I haven't downloaded the app yet. Is that part of it?
So that'll help. So
Okay.
once you have the app here, I can pin myself again and I'll show you exactly what I just said.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So once you have the app on your phone, so here it is. So it'll say, okay, yes, I'm ready. I'm going to press that. And then I'm going to work on, let's say, let's see where I want to do the one we'll go to spiritual. And I'm gonna go to creativity. So let's say I'm working on a project and I get stuck somewhere, and like if it's writer's block or oh my gosh, I just can't get it. So what I could do is, here, I'll go back. I'm gonna say, yes, I'm ready. I'm gonna go to spiritual, and then I'm gonna go down to creativity. And so what I know, so that's the code that's gonna be there. And then it'll show you if you're on the first or the fourth, you're going to press on the top one. So I want the third one because that's the one that's going to show me what I can't see. So it's going to give the frequency of turning on what I'm not able to see. So I'm going to press on that one. And then it's going to give me the choice. Do I want the, oh wait, I just did the first and the fourth. I meant to do the first and the third. First and the third. Okay, so it's actually that one. So here I am, and then I'm going to do, okay, I want the third. So I pressed on that. Then I can put my picture here if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and skip it for right now. And then you're going to see, well, my little man isn't coming up, which is interesting. So there's supposed to be a little man there. So I might have to update my app. So there it is. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but here, will you hold that up again, Emily? I'm gonna pin you for just a moment so that you can see what it's supposed to look like. I need to update my app. So that's what it looks like. And then you would watch the man for just a moment until you start to feel the frequency. Thank you, Emily. Start to activate. And then I would shut your eyes. There is music going. We purposely keep the music really short. And that is for a reason, because we don't want you attuning to the music. We want you attuning to the frequency that's turning on inside of you. If you just do better with music, you can always just silence it and turn on some of your own music. The music that's on here is scalar based. It's using the specific frequency of each of the symbols themselves in 963. So do you know that the music has purpose, though it isn't what is actually delivering the frequency? Does that help, Dennis?
Yes, a whole lot, a whole lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, very
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Okay. So the other way that you can use the app is if you have an intention and you want to focus on that intention for an 18 to 21 day period of time, you would go through each of those with the same intention and do it once a day, allowing that frequency to activate, consciously participating. So when we're activating a frequency, the way that I want you to see that, and I'm going to talk about this in the intuition class for those that are in that, when we're doing activations and stuff, the way I want you to see it is it's kind of like you start taking a supplement or a vitamin, like a new supplement. You're adding something into your body. So when you're taking the supplement, you're like, oh, yep, it's all better. I'm all better. What you're doing is you're kind of using your consciousness to say, well, do I feel different? What's different? Is it working? You know how you kind of ask yourself those questions. You're attuning to, does my body feel different? The same thing is happening when you do this. Is after you do the activation, you're consciously staying aware of what's different, and not so much on what does my body feel like, but is there information here, or do I have an awareness of something I wasn't aware of before? What are the subtle shifts? So just like you would do with a supplement, how you kind of tune in to see if your body feels different, you're going to do the same thing after you do each activation. And then once you go all the way around, you're going to start over. You're going to go all the way around again, and then you're going to start over, and you're going to do it 3 times. So that's right around 18 days. I say 21 because normally we skip a day or something happens. And I recommend doing it for about 6 minutes every single day. The 6 minute mark seems to be kind of the sweet spot for your body to fully turn on and attune. If you don't have 6 minutes, that's okay. You can do it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Whatever you can do is better than doing nothing. Okay, so with that, are there any questions on? So I've given you 2 ways. Yeah, go ahead, Morgan.
I had to unmute. One question I was wondering is if you can do multiple lines at the same time. So like I've wondered about doing a physical one and a spiritual one, like in the same day for the 18, which actually I've only been doing 2 rounds. I didn't realize to do 3 rounds of stuff.
There's something about like that 21-day mark that science has shown that it actually helps to hold consciousness outside of your programming. So that's kind of where I'm coming up with that. But if you're getting results, then keep doing it. If you're finding that it's hard, this is the reason I would say it's okay is because you're working on something physical. And then you're also working on something more like mental or spiritual. And I feel like that's okay because we don't normally obsess about the physical so much. And so it gives you something consciously to connect to because there's a good chance that they're probably connected anyways, right? And at least you're exploring it consciously through whatever that other intention is. So in that case, I would say yes. What I wouldn't do is do manifesting and well, another intention that is both conscious because it's hard to hold consciousness in 2 different places until we get to be masters. Then we can shift it and go back and forth, but then you want to focus on just one.
That was my hit as well. That was my hit. I just wanted to confirm so that felt right to me that you wouldn't want to do 2 of the same type. That was too much, but okay, thank you.
And that's a really great point too, Morgan, is over anything else, always follow your intuition because your intuition is going to tell you exactly what you need over anything else. And that's how everything is designed to hold enough space there that there's no absolute one way to do it. So if it feels good to you and let's say you do get it where you're supposed to do 2 conscious ones, trust that, but don't do it just because you want to have both of them all at one time. Like that's what we don't want to do.
Yeah, that's just too, yeah, I get that. That's like, I want it all at once. Of course you do. Like obviously, but that's not going to be beneficial.
No, it's not. There is no, I think it's important to say here too that there is no magic pill, you guys. Believe it or not, you actually have to do something to shift in consciousness. You actually have to do something to ascend. You don't get to just press a button and have it done for you. Even with this app, yes, it's turning on this frequency and it's raising the frequency of your body, but it's up to you to actually participate in what's happening, right? So after you're done, you're staying open, curious, you're tuning your consciousness, you're exploring what is different because it's giving you a focus that is outside of your programming. And that is how we create change. Thank you.
Thank you. I was say the way also I help to acknowledge is just when I feel it. I don't know. I learned this however many years ago. I say thank you. I felt that just when I feel the change in my body or my consciousness at whatever moment that happens, and then that for me helps with integrating it and acknowledging that there was a shift.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. So everybody write down these little tidbits. That's why we have calls like this, because we get to share how we do things so that other people can experience them too. Thank you, Morgan. Kate?
The codes in the beginning, would we use our DMT cards with that?
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. So if you want to take this to even the next level, what I would suggest, if you have the DMT cards, great. If you don't and you have a copper card, you can, which probably if during the app, what I would do is write down the numbers before it starts, so you know what numbers you're using. And then I would actually press on them as you're going and just do it one time. You don't have to keep doing it. So you would just open your eyes, and then when you feel like you've integrated it, great. Because you have to remember, you don't have to watch the man in order to make this work, you guys. The man is kind of irrelevant, except for it gives you kind of an image of what your quantum body looks like. At least that's what it looks like to me. Yours may look different, and that don't get locked in that it has to look like that. But the scalar frequency is activating inside of you, not inside the app. So once you have your picture or your name connected to it, the scalar frequency is being delivered on a DNA level through you. And then adding the DMT codes is just taking it to the next level. And then another thing you could do is, if you wanted to, is pull the cards and place them next to your bed when you sleep at night, so that you're working with the codes as well. And why would we want to do that? Well, each of the codes has an intelligence. And when we start to pattern and turn those frequencies on, just by even just the act of taking the codes and putting them next to your bed is doing something, because you're participating in the intelligence that is held there, right? Like, I sleep with one of my copper cards underneath my pillow, and I don't give it any intention, but every once in a while I'll pull 3 cards and put them on my nightstand, and then I have this under my pillow. And I always wake up the next day with information that's very specific to what the codes were saying. So that's just another fun way of playing with it. So if my intention was manifesting, I could pull those cards, put it next to my bed, code myself before I go to sleep. And then the next morning, I have insights, or I'm holding consciousness in the next level of whatever it is I'm manifesting. Let's see. That was so good. Thank you for bringing that up, Kate, because I would have forgotten. And that was probably the most important thing that I wanted to do today too, was to add the DMT codes to it. So thank you for reminding me. All right. Does anybody else have any questions at all about how to use the app? Okay, well, that's kind of all that I had. I just wanted to really get on and show you the 2 main ways that you can use it. One is to use the evolution technology on what it is. So I'm just going to go through it one more time. So let me share my screen. So if you are just wanting to enhance an awareness that you already have, so let's say you have a download, and you're able to understand that download to where you can at that moment, but you want to just kind of up the frequency just a little bit so that you have even more clarity. It's another way of saying that is taking it from something that's more heady to more of an embodiment or a knowing. If that's what you want to do, this is the symbol that you're going to use. So you're going to use the 1. If you're wanting to have information or insight on a reflection in your life, a reflection of another person, of your own thoughts, you just need more information on how something is being perceived, would be another way of saying that. You just want more insight and clarity on how something is being perceived. 2nd code right here. If you need information on something you're just not aware of, you need more information and insight to come in. 3rd code. If you are wanting to know how to actively participate in an insight, co-creation, how you can be supported in the frequency, you're going to go to this code. If you're wanting to hold consciousness in the possibilities of new insight, so a place where you can go if you got to download, you have the information that you can hold, but you want to keep it in the frequency where it can evolve before you put too much programming to it, right? So you just need it to stay in the possibilities so it can kind of percolate and you can just kind of attune to how amazing it is without attaching a ton of programming. That's going to be this one. This one's a lot of fun because it literally feels like champagne bubbles. And then if you're wanting to bring something into full form, it's just like, you're like, oh my gosh, when is this thing going to ever break the surface, right? I'm ready to kind of push it along a little bit. I need a little support. And this doesn't mean that it's going to break the surface right away. But what it does mean is it allows you to hold consciousness in the highest frequency of what the probability is. Okay. And that would be this code right here. So that would be one way, or you just take an intention and go all the way around 3 times. 3 times, 6 minutes. If you want to get really ambitious and you want to make it 18 or 21 days, I would do this one, and this one to end it. Okay. And this is recorded, so you're not supposed to have to remember all this. You can go back and watch it again. But anytime we're using a technology, a quantum technology, the more conscious and the more you have an understanding of what it's doing, why would we want to know that? Well, when we know what it's doing, we can actively participate in the frequency of what it's doing, right? So it's not as abstract as maybe it would be if you weren't actively participating. Okay. All right, one more chance for questions or comments. Yeah, Morgan.
When you said the thing about champagne bubbles, it reminded me that sometimes the little man appears, sometimes there's no little man and it's just like bubbles. And sometimes you have to push like the play button for the man to move. Is that normal? I mean, is that everything?
So yes. So depending on what kind of phone you have, will determine what's happening. And believe me, I just got to a place where I'm just like, I give up. I'll just trust it because my app tech, the guy that does it, on his end, it's always perfect. And so that makes me feel like we're just getting what we're supposed to get. And there's always going to be a quantum field that's kind of going to, if I don't want to call it an interruption because I don't think it is. I think it's whatever it is perfect. So I've just learned to surrender and just trust it. Because if it's on going perfect for somebody that's actually developing the technology and it's not for us, I feel like there's a reason. But we'll just leave it at that.
That's perfect. That makes sense. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is what happens this round, whatever. Like, all right. But I was wondering if it was just my app or yeah.
I do know that for some iPhones, if it's your first time using it, you have to press play for it to go. And that's like some sort of, it's an Apple thing where you have to basically, it's that when you're pressing play, you're actually giving Apple the phone permission to actually play the app. So I do know that that is true, but it's only for some iPhones, not all of them, and it's not for Android. So who knows?
Thank you.
Of course. All right. Well, I think that's it. Let me just check the chat here really quick. Is the app for smartphone users only? I believe you do have to have a smartphone. It has to be an Android or an Apple, or I mean, I don't know. Those are the two main ones, I think. But yeah, or you could have an iPad. It works on an iPad too. All right, my lovelies. Well, thank you for spending this time with me. I will post this for you to reference again. and we will see you next time.